ahead and share screen, and we're going to get this rocking. So thanks again for being here. Again, I'm Laurie. I'm calling in from Michigan. Uforia opportunity is a passion of mine. Really, aside from that, all you need to know about me is that I've been involved here since kind of the beginning, right around December. I also own 2 other businesses, so this definitely fits into the cracks of my life. And I'm able to do both, and I love that. And so a lot of people nowadays are asking, what is Uforia? And Uforia Science, guys, is a biotech company that creates custom designer supplementation that's based on the genetic testing of a person's DNA. Okay, and I'll say that one more time and just kind of think about that. It's a biotech company, so, and you put those 2 things together, it's a massive industry. It creates custom designer supplementation based on the genetic testing of each person's DNA. And what's the purpose? Okay, so Uforia does illuminate the beauty and uniqueness of every single human being. And it's been said that we're 99% alike, right? We are 1% different, and that is the 1% that Uforia is addressing. The next step in health and wellness acknowledges that there are no 2 of us alike. And guys, understand this. This is science, okay? It is not subjective. It is proven science. Just like everybody knows, DNA can now, it's the science used as evidence in all types of different cases. It is now the science used as evidence as to what our bodies require. So take a look at where we are before we know where we can go. In health, even here, right here in our backyards, the American Heart Association says that more people die from heart disease annually than all the cancers combined. And that is a shame. It really is, especially with the knowledge that we have. And now with the science that we have behind that, there are definitely ways that we can combat that statistic. Next thing, the CDC, Center for Disease Control, estimates that by 2020, all right, it's 2019 now, 75% of adult Americans will be clinically obese. Okay, and again, some people are just predisposed to that, and that is totally understandable. It runs in your family. Others, it happens, and that's okay, but we can combat that. And if nothing changes, guys, it's predicted that not your generation, the young people on the call, but the next generation, your children, if nothing were to change, that generation will actually die sooner than the generation before it. That has never happened in history. And in terms of where we are as a society, I wouldn't consider that progress. We're the most unhealthy we've ever been, and that's super sad. So about 70 or 80 years ago, the medical community and the science community, they knew we needed to do more. And so they did the very best they could, and they come up with some supplementation, right? And it's what you see on the shelves today. It's considered blind nutrition, okay? And it really, that's just guessing, okay? It's saying we know the human body requires vitamin D, so take some. We don't know how much, right? We don't know if we're processing it right, all this kind of stuff. So it was based on blind nutrition, just the idea and the evidence that we needed these things and we weren't getting enough from our food. So now go guess, right? It's kind of a one-size-fits-all formula. It doesn't work. It honestly doesn't. You might get a little something, but you're not getting what you specifically need. There's uncertainty. It's expensive. It's wasteful. Our CEO says if one size fits all, then one size actually fits none. So then about 10, 12 years ago, things started to change and people started to adapt. And they realized that their natural, okay, is the way to go. Okay, we know that. And so targeted nutrition came to the table. That's functional medicine, holistic medicine, being aware. However, still a guessing game. Okay, now you were able to have blood work done, even DNA tests, which are great. However, they were super expensive that way. And then the nutritional or the functional medicine doctors still kind of did the same thing. They're like, okay, so it looks like this will help you. Okay, you're feeling tired all the time. I believe this will help you. However, not being able to see what you are genetically predisposed to at that time made it so that it was still guessing. Okay, how did you know? Were you getting enough? Not enough? Too much? Etc. Etc. And then Uforia came to the table, guys. About 2007, they started a market study on this product. It's 7 years worth of market study. 50,000 people used this product, and 500,000 months collectively were sent out. The results were unprecedented in the space. The medical community and the science community could not believe their eyes. They actually shut it down, decided they were going to build Uforia around this, and found ways to not only purchase the software that panels this DNA, making it exclusive and proprietary, both very big things in this space. It makes us the only people on the planet that can do this. It's science-based, meaning it's concrete. It's inspired by you, and it's only for you. Okay, no one else has the ability to do this. Health is a habit, guys. It's not an event, and it's very, very important that we treat it as such. And so what I'd like to say to you is to keep that in mind. Keep in mind how important it is to tackle our health when we finally know what our bodies are saying to us. So what happens? You swab your cheek, right? DNA tests are they're not a secret. People understand what they are. You send it into our medical labs, HIPAA compliant, CLIA compliant, safety first in terms of your information, and out spits in about 14 days this beautiful report. It's your scorecard. It shows you what you are and are not predisposed to from a genetic level, what your family history is, okay? And so really quickly, that's called a SNP. It's passed down from your parents, and it's a variant in your genes. Okay, it's simple. And so what happens is if you have a yellow or a red, you have a variant gene, meaning it's less than optimal in terms of its performance. So instead of me going through all of this and actually explaining what this test means, we have a really great 3-minute video that I want to play for you that's going to make it super simple to understand. If you could have seen my face, I swear I probably looked like that big-eyed emoji. It was so spot on, I almost cried. I was shocked. It was simple to read, easy to understand, and no, I didn't need a doctor there to decipher the information that's in there. It was like, I want to say like the coordinates to my destination of health. The secrets of our DNA are being revealed. I have 7 green, 8 yellow, and 3 red. I have 7 yellows, 8 yellows, 5 green. I have 4 greens, 9 greens, 2 reds, 3 reds, 4 red. I have 6 reds. This is the future of my healthcare. This is my future of staying healthy. Your Uforia Wellness Action Plan is a powerful resource for understanding the results of the Uforia DNA test. It's the foundation for creating your very own one-of-a-kind customized nutrition formula. 35 pages identifies which genetic SNPs or single nucleotide polymorphisms possess, along with detailed information on how these SNPs could potentially impact your health. Never change your DNA. There are some genes you can take action on by modifying diet, exercise, and overall lifestyle. Your own nutrition formula plays a key role in action your health today, and reading your genetic assessment and the wellness action plan is easy. The main result signifies that you don't have that particular SNP. The yellow result means you inherited that SNP from your parent. The red result means you inherited that SNP from both your mother and your father. In addition, in every explanation of each step, is a recommendation for nutrients that can assist you in counteracting the mental effects of your test. These are the ingredients that you benefit from that are included in your personalized nutrition formula. It connected all of the dots for me. But now that I'm getting the raw materials that I need for to address those things, I'm more excited than ever. No more guessing, no more stressing, no more wondering, no more Googling, no more listening to every person telling me what I needed. What we have in our hands right now is going to change the healthcare of our children and our grandchildren, and I'm grateful. And now when people ask me why I'm taking my nutrition, I can easily say, because my body told me so. Knowing your SNPs is the very first step to a lifetime of wellness, and your personalized nutrition paves the way. Welcome to Uforia. So guys, no, I got to tell you something. It's really interesting. I usually don't say this, but I found this the other day. So a lot of you on this call are young. However, when I was young, there were cartoons like the Flintstones and the Jetsons. And on the Jetsons, which is a futuristic cartoon, right? They had like these crazy things that were going to happen. Like you could talk into your wristwatch, right? Rosie, the robot, would give George his dinner, his nutrients in the form of a capsule. And that was his dinner. Guys, this is happening. Okay, it's it's happening. It's real. And to be on the forefront and be able to help share a product of this magnitude at this time in the game is beyond anything I've seen in business. And I'm not the only one. And I'm no expert. Okay, like I'm no expert. However, I do follow people who are coming out of retirement for this product. So understand what we have is huge, okay? All that happens is once you get a report, about 10 days later, out comes from our Nutritionator, this beautiful machine. We're the only ones that have it. We actually had it built for Uforia. It's the only one on the planet. A formula created specifically for you. Okay, and this is what it looks like. I usually have mine. I'm sorry I don't, but it has your name on it and a barcode. What does that do for you? Two things. It gives you exactly what your body says it needs. We finally can interpret that language. And thinking about the business standpoint, it's Amazon proof. What other product do you know like that? There's not. It's an Amazon-proof product in 2019. It's massive. And so why do we take DNA tests? You guys, it's simple. I mean, for all kinds of reasons. And this is just the beginning of them. Okay, like you're going to see this happen for just about everything that the human body does before you know it. However, most of the reason people are taking them now are for these reasons: heritage, personality traits, physical traits. But then what? You know, that's fun. But then what? The reason that we take a Uforia DNA test, which by the way is incredibly affordable, is it's the most important one you'll take. It'll determine how you stay healthy, how your family stays healthy, how you formulate supplements for you. They take the most complex science on the planet and they dumb it down and they put it into a beautiful little capsule and you are taken care of, okay? And this is going to change the healthcare, the supplementation industry forever. It's the beginning of that, okay? So get ready, and that's what it looks like. It's simple. Look at the targets. Do you want to hit it or not, right? Blind or designer nutrition. It's only a matter of time before blind nutrition will be the minority, okay? And designer nutrition will be what people do. And there's no going back. Once you know what you need, you don't go back. How do you do it? You get started with, I don't have mine, but here it is. You get started with this kit. On the back is a unique random barcode that's specific to your kit. Once you register your kit, you're known as that barcode. It's the highest form of safety that you can possibly imagine for your DNA. You're going to start this pre-trition, which is a 30-day cleanse while your DNA is pairing. And guys, the whole lab fee, the kit's $159, but the lab fee, one-time fee of $99. Okay, so I mean, it's nothing. My friend spent $5,700 to have a DNA test done for his son. And then on top of that, just like every other progressive company out there, telling people about it, they reward you for that, right? Your gym does it, your dentist does it, all companies now do it, and we do it as well. We have a bomb customer referral program. When you refer for, and I'm going to tell you something, this is a very easy product to talk about. It really is, because you don't compare it to anything else, right? It's the only one. So when you tell somebody and they're like, I got to try that, you know, when they try it and they use it and you have 4 customers that you have referred personally as a customer, yours is free. So all of the boxes get checked, okay, from not only a product and consumer standpoint, but also you'll soon see, because my friend's going to share with you, from a business standpoint. The young people on this call understand this. No matter what you're doing in your life, you need to be in business for yourself some way or another. And this is a great way to do it. Okay, very little risk, no barrier of entry, and you are on the forefront of the most unique product space that there is. So what I want to do is, for those of you that were invited here, most were invited for the opportunity. And that excites me. It really does. This is huge. And so my friend, David Roden, is actually going to be the one that's going to share this with you. Now, let me tell you a little bit about David. David's got a very unique story, and I know David well enough to know he's not going to go into it much here. He's probably going to touch on it, and he should. David, this industry propelled David, was a catalyst for massive change in David's life. I'm talking considerable change. And he is just a gentle giant of a man. He gives the best hugs. He's humble. He's got a huge heart, but he is servant driven. Like, you never want to say that's to a fault, but David puts others in front of himself more than almost anybody else that I know. He is somebody you want to learn from because he is so genuine. about what he's saying. Okay. And so I want you to understand that when he shares this with you tonight, this comes not only from being a very intelligent young man, from having found success in this industry and elsewhere. He's also academically very intelligent, but he has a medical background on top of that. So he checks all the boxes of a person who's looking at a company to check all the boxes. Okay. And so with that, I'd like to bring my friend David to the screen. I'm actually going to stop sharing so he can take over from here. And David, are you with us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We're super excited to have you here. And I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay, perfect. Is everyone seeing leadership?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for having me on this call and taking 15 to 30 minutes of your time to be right here. And obviously, you could be anywhere. I'm a huge Harry Potter nut, and Harry Potter's out in the other room right now, and I'm right here, and I'm so appreciative that you're right here right now. And so, little background on myself, so you kind of know who you're talking to, as Laurie was explaining. My name is David Roden. I'm 27 years old, and as Laurie was explaining, I came from a medical background. My dad's a cardiologist. He's a heart doctor, and I was actually going to college, pre-med, going to go into medicine, going to be a doctor like my father. And I hit my junior year of college, and I started to evaluate, is that what I wanted? I was an EMT, so I knew I physically had been with patients, and I've worked ER before. And I started to really evaluate, all right, I'm about to make this jump into medicine. Is this what I want? And I broke it down. Okay, let's look at the pros. Let's look at the cons. Pros, obviously, when you can look at the income of what a cardiologist brings in, and it's like, yes, I like the money. The money, I grew up with a blessed, resourceful life that most people could have only ever dreamed of. So that was something that I knew I wanted. However, I saw the opposite side, which was my dad's 67 years old, and he still works 70 hours a week. And I'm not kidding you, when I was in high school and grade school, literally he'd push 100 hours in a week. He'd work on call on weekends for heart attacks. He was literally in the hospital for pushing 100 hours in a week. And so I came to the conclusion within my whole life that I don't care how much money you make. If you're a slave to your job, you're a slave to your job. Like, that's it. And so I realized that I wanted more than just the income. I wanted the time freedom. And so from that point, I decided to go into business. Business was one of the areas where you learned leverage, you learned how money works, and learn how money not only works, but works for you when you use it correctly. And so from that point, I've been a serial entrepreneur for the last 7 years now, and it's been an incredible experience, to say the least. I've met some incredible people, such as Laurie, such as Luke, and other incredible people you'll meet in the future as well. And so that's a little bit of my backstory, so you know who that as well. But what this point I'm going to share about you is the business side and understanding leverage. Leverage is by far one of the most important things that you learn, because we all are either leveraging other people's opinions, other people's knowledge, other people's lives, or they're leveraging ours. That's it. When you work for someone else, hourly or salary, you're being leveraged. And when you work for yourself, you are leveraging. And so first things first, on a leadership perspective, when I'm looking at the top of the top, like personally, I won't back anything unless I know it's real, unless the science makes sense, the leadership makes sense, and I can't just put my name on anything. It's just, I just can't do it. And so first and foremost, Ron Williams, an incredible CEO. As Laurie said, I'm a hugger. I'm just like a lighthearted, kind soul. And to meet someone like Ron, who's maybe more kind and like light-souled than me, was kind of weird, because like I am so like light and just like joyful. He put me to in perspective of that. But what's important about it is he's been a CEO for dozens and dozens of years, that he's built multi-million-dollar companies multiple times over. And he actually took off. He retired to take care of his special needs daughter. But actually, because of what this company is building, he decided to come out of retirement for this. It's crazy how multiple people came out of retirement for this opportunity because of what it's bringing. Number two, Eric Worre. If you don't know who Eric Worre is, he is literally the trainer of trainers, the trainer of leaders. Eric Worre literally teaches over 200 millionaires how to make more money, which is fascinating to think about. But that's the level of leadership that this company has brought in. And finally, LaCour Logistics. Terry LaCour is the owner of the company. His company, LaCour Logistics, is a massive company. What they do is they come in and they look at health trends. The company comes around, looks at health trends. All right, the keto's about to craze. I'm going to build a keto product. All these different products and health crazes that are coming in, his company comes in and finds niches, builds them out, and it's a $1 billion company. It's right around $1 billion company. And so we have the foundation of some of the most solid elites that you could ask for. It's like seeing LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and some big old influential people coming together on one team to come back for a dream team to see if they can win the NBA championship. And I wouldn't put it past them. And so incredible leadership group. And these are the two most important questions you're going to come down to as you go through this process. This is how it was for me, and this is how it'll be for you, which is number one, can I do this? And number two, is it worth it? That'll be something I come back to in the future. But kind of just think about that because that's very important to know. And so this is what I was talking about before with it's very interesting. Even my dad as a doctor, he's being leveraged. He's working for someone who owns the hospital. And at the end of the day, 3% of the population own 97% of all the wealth. And why is that? The biggest reason is in America, 100 years ago, it was flipped. Everyone worked for themselves. Everyone worked on their own farm, on their own small business, and everyone worked for themselves. But over the last 100 years, it is completely flipped upside down, where only 3% of the population work for themselves. Most people are being leveraged by larger companies. And there's nothing wrong with that in by itself, but the issue is you miss out on your own ability to leverage. And so from that point, you have a problem with this wealth distribution. And why is that so important? Just kind of what's going into is linear income versus leveraged income. At the end of the day, even my dad as a doctor making $600,000, $700,000 a year is a linear income, meaning he hurts himself in a biking accident or whatever, and he can't do procedures the next day. Guess what? He doesn't get paid. Leveraged income is like me right now on top of this, where I'm writing my first book and I'm about to publish my first book. Now what happens is that is an asset. That is mine. And every time someone buys that book, no matter if it's tomorrow, 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now, I get paid for it. It's a leveraged asset that I own that's able to create me residual income. From that point, what do the 97% do? I was explaining, they trade their time for money. They work an hourly or salary position. That's the only thing they do, and they get that result, which is a linear income that if you want to make more money, you either got to work more hours or you got to find a way to increase your salary or ask your boss for more money. Those are your only options. And right now, how is the old way working? Obviously, the 40-40-40 plan, work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life to retire on 40% of your income, just isn't panning out. I mean, I don't know if you just saw the new recent statistic that Medicaid, or was it Medicare and Social Security is going to disappear in the next 20 years. It's not going to last. Like this system that we have in place, it worked for a while, but it's not going to work long term. And so you have to be able to see these trends as they're coming and be able to pivot around them. So we have to learn there's something isn't working. We have to make that switch. So right now, as you know, the average retirement age is 72, and the sad truth is the average death age is 76. So if you do what everyone does, that's what you're going to get. Now, personally, I want more than that. I want to be able to support more than that. I want to be able to help more than that. And you have to do other things in order to get that result. And so what do the 3% do? They leverage. you look at what the 3% do. Like, I live in this apartment complex in downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they sold me one time on this apartment to be in here. I pay $750 a month to live here. Now, what's crazy is the landlord who owns this property bought and paid for it one time. They built it out one time. They got the infrastructure in one time. And now, since I'm living here, every single month, they're getting my check. It doesn't matter if the owner is at the office or in Tahiti drinking toddies, he's getting paid that same money. And that's so important to know, is the difference between linear and leveraged income. So now, what is the plan that we have going on right now? Is that we want to help the average person create some leverage in their life. Because at the end of the day, for most people, creating leverage is dangerous. It's risk. There's a lot of risk involved with starting your own business or investing into cryptocurrencies or whatever. It's very risky. And so what we decided to do was help the average person be able to create some leverage in their life, leveraging our existing infrastructure, the science, all the software, the fulfillment, the customer service, all the systems that I have to create for my book and all my training stuff that I'm doing. And what the company has done is built it all out that you can utilize to start your own deal. And so what is the simple shift? Word of mouth advertising versus traditional advertisement. And this is so simple to me because for me in my book that I'm publishing right now, it's on weight loss. I didn't even explain this yet. Just to put some perspective on how important my health is now. Yes, I have a biomed background and my dad's a doctor. But when I grew up, I was 410 pounds. Obviously, because it's a very unique story, but I had a very unique upbringing of poor health. And over the last 6 years, I've lost and sustained over 170 pounds. And so health and nutrition is everything to me. So I know what it's like to not have it at a very young level, which is what most people don't understand it until they're already 50, 60, 70 years old and they feel like they're too far gone. But it was so important to me. So I'm publishing this book. Most of what I'm doing right now is word of mouth. People are telling their friends and family about my story. Most people are, have you heard of this kid, David Roden? He's lost 170 pounds. He can teach you how to do it. That's where most of my personal value and like my social media has all come from is word of mouth. What is the traditional approach? I could spend $10,000 on a Facebook ad campaign, or I could do a $100,000 TV commercial and all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, who do we listen to? We listen to our friends and our family. So I wouldn't waste my money doing it there. It's not effective. It's way more effective and efficient to just have people, my friends, my family who already love me, tell their friends and family about my story. Same thing here. People who love this product are naturally going to tell people about this product. And so what's so cool is the step-by-step process and how this works is so simple. Number one, become a nutritionist. $40 a year. You get access to our apps, our back software that controls all of your sales, and you can follow it and track it. Number two is you decide to start with a 3-pack, a 5-pack, or a 10-pack. You can't sell from an empty wagon. Whether you're selling cheeseburgers or whatever you're doing, you have an upfront cost. And so what I recommend you come in as 3, 5, or 10-pack. What does that do? You invest in your inventory, because not only can you sell these online, but it's nice to have a couple in the spot that if anybody wants one, boom, give me cash app, whatever it may be, and you can sell it on the spot, the 3, 5, and 10-pack. And so from that point, what's inside the kit? Obviously, you get your pre-nutrition that cleanses out your body, 2 swabs. Envelopes are already prepaid and preset, and then you just go to ustart.com, put in your lab fee, good to go. What do you get? Now, understanding what you're doing and how this investment works, I'm just going to break down some numbers for you. So step 4, sell your remaining inventory. You come in with a 3-pack, discounted to $136 a kit. You register one for yourself. You sell the other 2. And from that, what happens is your total earnings is $400. And from that, your total investment was $408. So you basically break even. And then that next month, since you sold those 2 kits, well, when they get on the nutrition, their custom supplement, guess what? I'm never going off this for the rest of my life. I understand the value of supplementation. Every single month, you're now going to get residual income of $36 a month, just like that. You come with a 5-pack. This kind of price per kit, $128. You use one for yourself. You sell the other 4. Total earnings $815. And because of the nutrition, leveraging income next month, $112 of leveraged income. Now that's where you start getting the residuals. What would $112 a month of residual outside passive income do for your life? And finally, 10-pack, which is what I recommend. It's the best place, best bang for your buck coming in on. Discounted price to $120 per kit. You sell them at your $175. You use one for yourself. Total investment $1,200. Total earnings $1,855. And then what that does is it makes you profit $656. And honestly, what's more important than that to me is your leveraged income. You residually make $250 a month because all 9 other people are going to be on their nutrition, in my opinion, for life. Because once you're on it and you understand what the value it's bringing to you, how it makes you feel, you never go back to men's one a day. You're not going to go back to anything else. And so now what is $250? A leverage income. The most important to me with this whole bit is I'm not trying to, none of us here are trying to just tell you you need to make $1 million or this is $1 million play. I want to help 5,000 people make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. That's the game. The game is that. The game is helping the average person create some more leverage in their life that they don't have the option of. It's hard to find opportunities out there that are true long-term plays. And that's what this is all about to me, is it's not about helping one person make $1 million. It's about helping 500, 1,000 people make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. That can change their whole perspective on life. That pays car payments. That pays house payments. That's what it's all about. And then finally, you're leveraging our proven system and tools. We have a whole back office of all the training modules of how to do social media marketing, to how to do Facebook marketing, to how to explain the product, to all the product testimonials, all the ingredients, all the stuff built into a very controllable, understandable process that anybody can learn. Like the process of the tools is that I don't care if you are a Harvard graduate or a middle school dropout. If you do these steps and you learn the processes, this can work for you. And so what's important from that is like plugging into our community. The community is by far the most important part because that's law of association is everything. The people you surround yourself with decide on your network is your net worth. If you hang around dogs, you catch fleas. This is a real phenomenon that many people get caught up in, but they don't know where to go. And this is a great community to surround yourself with, of people that want the best for you, that have results in a lot of the areas that you're looking for growth in. And we're here to honestly help every single person along the way. I'm beyond excited for the Rumble event, Las Vegas, June 28th to 30th. We're going to be at Caesar's Palace. It's going to be an incredible experience, not only to learn, but to build community, build relationships, and make a difference. That's what it's all about. And so from that point, what do you do in your first 24 hours? We have a document set up to explain to you exactly what to do, A to Z. If you follow these steps, this will work for you, as evidenced by the fact it's working for hundreds and even thousands of people all over the country. And again, we're going to go back to the beginning of what I talked about. Can I do this, and is it worth it? What do you have to do? At the beginning, you are a professional inviter. That's it. All you're gonna do is invite to these calls. You're gonna invite to whoever brought you onto here and have them help you explain this, because you won't be able to do it at first. And that's great. Any new job, you always have a training period. And that's what this is all about. So at the beginning, all you're doing is setting up invitations. You're inviting people by using the tools, by you sharing the videos and getting people on these calls. Is it worth it? It's even hard to fathom the idea of just being around this group absolutely transformed my life. I mean, honest to God, Laurie and Luke and this group is what transformed my mind to lose 170 pounds. Without them, I don't even know if it would have happened. So to say this has the possibility of being worth it for you, is an absolute understatement. And I don't know what the worth is. If it's the money side, great. We can help you do it. If it's the relationship side, great. Let's build some really strong relationships with great people. If it's personal growth, that's what this is to me. Personal growth and helping people is by far the most important, impactful thing for me. And so I know it's worth it every single freaking day because I get to help someone else. That's what it's all about for me. So can you do this, and is it worth it? I think you can completely do this, and I think it's beyond a shadow of a doubt worth it. So with that being said, guys, what are the next steps? Get back with the person that brought you on here. Become a nutritionist, plug into the system, and let's launch your business. So with that being said, guys, welcome to Uforia, where being you never felt so freaking good. So with that being said, have a phenomenal day.